Hi everyone, this is Shirley from Shirley's World, and I am going to do a video about how I think I'm going to change how I'm reselling. I resell on eBay and Poshmark, mostly, sometimes on Mercari, but I am losing my enthusiasm. And I think the reason being is I used to have an antique shop. I used to like buying hard goods. That's what was my passion. And when I started reselling on eBay, I kept reading that the thing that's most available in thrift stores is clothing, which is true. I mean, if you look at any clothing, at any Goodwill store or any Salvation Army or Volunteers of America, the whole store, if you look at it, it looks like it's just full of clothes. But there's always shelves and shelves of hard goods. And even when I'm thrifting for clothing, I always can't wait till I go over to the shelves and just look. I haven't been buying from there because I was selling mostly clothing. So I think that's why I'm losing my enthusiasm. I am not excited about selling clothing anymore. I have a huge inventory of clothing. I have over 2,000 pieces of clothing that I need to sell, and I think I'm going to have some nice big sales. But I think I'm going to try to be buying more hard goods. I'll still look at the clothing and pick out a few pieces, but I think maybe I'll gain my enthusiasm back if I start buying things that I really enjoy buying. And I just read one of the things that's trending right now in antiques and collectibles, those type of things, is cozy cottage things. I love that kind of thing. So that would be so much fun for me to buy. And if it's fun for you to buy, you'll do it more often. And if you buy more things, you'll list more things. I do have, my photo setup can be for hard goods too. I have a photo booth, so it's easy for me to do small hard goods. I'm not going to buy huge things. I'm not going to buy anything that's a problem with shipping. I was reading an article about the pros and cons of clothing and the pros and cons of selling hard goods. Now, clothing, like I said, it's easy to, it's easy to get. Everybody wears clothes. Everybody wears shoes. So clothing is easy to get at the thrift stores. There's an abundance of it. But there's also a lot of hard goods. Clothing is easier to get, like I said. But to me, it's becoming very boring to list. It takes up really less space unless you have a huge amount of it like I do. Hard goods can take up a lot of space. It's easy to ship. It's usually not, you don't have things that weigh 5-10 pounds in clothing. So it's easy to ship. It's cheaper to ship. It's unbreakable. This is clothing. However, there's more of a seller competition. There's a lot more people selling clothing, reselling clothing, than reselling antiques and collectibles. One thing bad about clothing is there's a lot of returns. You don't get that as much with hard goods. unless you're selling things that don't, that have to work. But I'm not going to be selling like CD players and things like that I have to test, because I have no way of testing them here. So it'll be more decor items or antiques, antiques, collectibles, maybe some folk art, things that I'm interested in, things that I used to carry in my antique shop. The other bad things about clothing, well, not bad things, but things that are negative, are clothing they have to be kept in sort of a temperature controlled area. You can't have it too hot and muggy. You can't have it freezing cold. It has to be kept so that the clothing doesn't deteriorate. Clothing is more of a long tail item unless you have a fantastic brand. In my area, I do not find really good brands of clothing. So it's sort of middle of the line or lower. I'm selling things from $15 to $25, and that's what clothing is. Now, hard goods, you can, sometimes they're a long tail, but a lot of times they sell faster. And you can find items that are worth a lot more. So they do take up a lot of space. They're heavier to ship, and it's a problem shipping because they're all different and you have to find boxes. That has been my one reason why I sort of stayed away from selling hard goods. And the other thing is a lot of them are breakable, especially go into ceramics or crockery or china or, things that can break. They have to be packed really well. But I think I can pack pretty good, so I think that's what I'm going to try. I'm much more excited to go thrifting if I know I'm going to go thrifting for those type of things. So I want to show you sort of some examples of things. Now, these are things that I bought at thrift shops, but I've kept them for myself. But these are the type of things that I would be I'd be buying to resell. So let me just show you an example of some things here. Now, they don't all have to be antiques or, I found a little basket, this cute little basket. This is by Bradford Baskets. It's signed. It's also signed by the artist, and it's dated 1998. So this is an older basket, not quite vintage. Not quite vintage, but a nice little basket, well made. Bradford basket, I would pick that up. Things like this I would buy. This probably isn't old. This is a rod, this is an iron hook that you put on the wall to put things on. This is sort of would be rated like a primitive item or a folk art type thing. This I found. This is actually from Bath and Body Works, but it's dated holiday 1995. So it's an older piece. This is clay pottery, and a perfect little time to display this is it's winter. We've had our first snow, and this piece is mine that I bought at one time at a thrift store. Now this piece is, I collect wooden bowls. This I think I got at an antique shop. The smaller the bowls, sometimes the more they're worth. And this is a nice small handmade beautiful little wooden bowl. My favorite. I must have 7 or 8 nice big bowls ranging in sizes from a great big one, and they nest down to this small little bowl. But for sure I look at wooden bowls. These are just some examples of things that type of things that I would look at. Here's a nice old basket. I've had this for a long time. This is a different type of a basket. It's not marked or signed or anything, but I like the shape of it. So like I said, I would look at baskets. This I got this was in my antique store a long time ago, but I brought it home. I just love this. This is an antique. This is an antique tin berry basket. They're called berry baskets, and this is what they would take out to go collect some berries on the farm from their berry bushes. So that's one of my pieces I like the best of my own. Here's a piece I found at an antique shop, because on the bottom, this is Revere ware. On the bottom, it still has the price I paid, $4. I don't know if you can see that. This is Revere ware. This is all copper. But I like to keep it, I wouldn't want to shine this up, you know. I like the old copper look. So a beautiful little tea kettle with a wooden handle up here. And it has its lid. I like anything to do with tea, you know, fixing tea, any of the old items. Yeah, so I would look for that type of thing, tea and coffee type things. I like tin. Now this is not an old piece at all, but this is tin. It's designed. I didn't do anything with it because I like the color as it is. It has a little wooden handle. And I think this is already for sale in my eBay store. I think I'm going to transfer a lot of this onto Poshmark, because I just listened to a YouTube person that said they're doing well with antiques and even stuffed animals on Poshmark. So I don't have any of those. I don't have any of those on my Poshmark closet. So I'm going to go through the things that I have, the antiques and home goods I have on my eBay store, and I'm going to transfer them over to Poshmark. So this is a piece I found. I don't remember where I got this. I just liked it. It's metal. I keep tea bags in here. Oh, and there's some tea balls, you know, old-fashioned tea balls that you put loose tea in. This is by Magaware. Magaware. The lighting is getting bad. I waited too long to do this video. Can you see that? It's Megaware, and it's from Spain. So I like this. I like metal things, and I just keep, this is over by my tea things, and I keep tea bags in there. Here's just, now this is just a little trinket box, but of course it's a chicken. You can see that, a little chicken. And it's just a little trinket box. But that's something I'd probably pick up. Obviously I did. I picked it up at one time. This is by Debbie Mum. She makes a lot of cards and different plates, design plates and things. This is from Joann Fabrics, actually. But I bought it because it was a chicken, you know. And one more thing, I wanted to show you one of my antiques. Because I do have some pieces from my aunt. This is a nice little teapot. It's big for a teapot. And it is brown transferware. And it is by, it's English. It's by Tar Boot. There's the marking. And when my aunt collected antiques, and when she would get an antique piece, she collected all china and things. She would take, if I can find it in here, she would take a piece of paper, come on, a little piece of paper, and she would mark on what she found out about it. She put the registration number and the year it was made, 1888, this is from. And it's from the Meakin, looks like something Meakin and Company. So she'd mark things, what they were, you know, things that she found out about them, which is very helpful now that I have several of her pieces. So in teapots or any coffee pots, anything, always check the spout, because that's the first place there would be a little a chip or whatever. This has a rough spot, but it really doesn't look chipped. It just feels rough right there. So it might have a huge, just a tiny little chip, but it's okay, it's mine. But that's just an example of the things that I will be looking for now when I go to the thrift store. Like I said, I'll still zoom through the clothing and pick up some pieces if I can find some interesting pieces as far as style goes. And yeah, but I'm anxious to go with this whole new set, mindset, and try to see what I can pick up at my Goodwill in the hard goods section. So that's what I'm going to try, and I hope you'll come back and watch, and I will see you on my Thursday chats and my Sunday live chats. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and see you in the next one.